name is Irina Sheshukova, and I'm instructor of floral design and extension specialist in the Department of Horticulture and Natural Resources at Kansas State University. I've been in this business teaching and working as a florist more than 17 years. Well, today we're going to work on a bud vase design, something like that. Well, just remember, bud vase designs are quite simple vase arrangements, and well, sometimes people might have trouble with such simple designs because we just have few gorgeous flowers and we need to know where precisely we should place each flower in a design. So what is a bud vase? Well, technically speaking, that is an elongated arrangement, vertical arrangement, and most of the time, pretty much all the time, it is a one-sided arrangement, meaning flowers are placed toward the front, the back of a design, there is no flowers, it's just a greenery to kind of decorate a little bit of flowers. Well, where in this case we can place such an arrangement? Any way you'd like. It might be in the kitchen on countertop, it might be somewhere in the corner of the desk, it might be a side table, but not the centerpiece. Because as I already mentioned, it is one-sided design and it needs to be all-sided for centerpiece. And secondly, it's way too tall to be a centerpiece. So, well, bud vase arrangements are such a popular arrangements, and it can be gifted for literally any occasions, birthdays, any anniversaries celebrations. It might be a perfect gift for Valentine's Day, literally for anything. Change the flowers, change the colors, some accessories, and you can create a perfect gift for any holidays or occasions. So, what else? I guess we should start working on a design itself. Well, first of all, it's a better idea to think of what kind of flowers you would like to pick for such a design. Literally, you can pick and choose anything. So I went in this design with classy looking roses, and they look amazing in such arrangements. So you can work with carnations, and don't think of them as a grandma flowers. They're not anymore. Look at that variety. Bicolored, and we have such an incredible look of that carnation. This is what I'm going to use today in our design. Literally any flower that will fit in that medium size of the flower. So something large as a huge sunflowers will not work in such an arrangement because they're too big for the vase. So something smaller. Well, after we picked our product as a fresh product, let's go ahead and select a vase itself. Well, nowadays we have quite a selection. So first of all, that is very traditional bud vase. It's, I mean, I've been working with that vase for many years in the business. So that might be something shorter, but it's a slightly different look. That might be something as a contemporary vase because we have a square opening in the bottom. And that is literally a piece of art. It was handmade vase, and I'm very cherishing this one. So it's only a problem with this container, it's only can fit one flower. Sometimes it's not because that stem is just thick over here. So it's literally for one flower. Well, so what is popular in terms of bud vase arrangements today? Tiny vases. But you have to think of those guys as a collection of bud vases for your decoration. So in those vases, we usually place 1 or 2 small flowers, a little bit of greenery, and that would be it. It's a similar approach how to make classy looking bud vase, but it's way too easy, I would say. Anyone can do that. Okay, so we have a selection of flowers for today and foliage. We have our bud vase, which is, I'm going to use this guy. And I'm just going to show you a couple examples that I have pre-made for this video. So that would be quite a contemporary arrangement with intriguing bud vase, simple 1 rose, a little bit of interesting leaves. That is a plant as well from our greenhouse. A little bit of a textural element, like a texture over here, and I think it's done. So I don't need any bow on this one because the vase itself is gorgeous. It doesn't need any accessories on that. That bud vase is more of a closer to traditional with materials. It's more of a what can be popular at the wedding today. So we have a clean Israeli rascus as a greenery, so gorgeous looking roses and a little bit of seeded eucalyptus. And I don't have actual filler flowers. I'm thinking that eucalyptus fills that role, and that's it. And a little bit of accessory, such a ribbon. So that is a look. Okay, so I guess we should start working on our design today. And I was thinking maybe it's going to be more of a traditional, kind of gardeny looking arrangement. So what kind of materials we are using? Well, start with the greenery because traditionally we are using greenery for traditional designs as a base for flowers, to support flowers, and just to create outline of design itself. So I have leatherleaf fern, that is a very classy looking greenery. Then we have boxwood, which is variegated kind called Oregonia. Maybe we're going to use a little bit of a textural interest, very soft product. This is a tree fern. By the way, it's not a tree fern, it's Asparagus genus. And in the flowers, well, we're going to use our carnations, standard carnations, and a little bit of filler flower, which is Limonium. I think that's going to work out pretty well. But again, you can pick and choose whatever you'd like. So start working on the shape of this design. So first of all, in terms of tools, I'm going to use clippers to cut stems. You may use knife to cut stems. It's up to you how you desire. And we're going to need a little bit of we're going to use wire cutter, scissors, tape to secure our ribbon, and ribbon itself, actually. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm kind of skipped the most important part, water source. So my apologies. I already poured some water and added floral food in it. So usually when you buy flowers from the grocery store, you're going to have a package of floral food, and it is an important part. Flowers need preservatives, they need floral food to survive in your household. So you can fill in the vase using watering can or just under the sink. We need the cold water, so floral food is inside, and I will just start working on a bud vase. Okay, so you cut the stem. Make sure you don't have any leaves on the stem that will be placed underwater. That is important to have clean stems for longevity of flowers. Okay, I think that will do. And I'm trying to follow this rule that we have in the floral design, that top portion of foliage and flowers should be in between 1.5 up to 2 times height of the vase. That works all the time. The design comes out perfect, so you don't have to think about it. So maybe a little bit of on one other side, and let's do a little bit of that greenery as a leather leaf. So I'm just creating more of a nest. So I don't need longer stems. It might be too much. No, that's good. Okay, so I'll keep it aside. Maybe I don't need this. I'll think about this guy. So let's just start. Designing backwards, it's quite difficult. So my apologies, I'm going to turn my design constantly. Okay, so how many flowers we can insert in bud vase? Well, if it's a bud vase design, definitely it might be 1 flower, it might be 2 flowers, or the most popular choice, 3 flowers in a vase. Why we cannot put more? Well, technically speaking, physically we cannot insert more than 3 plus foliage and other filler flowers. It's not possible. And if you want more flowers, well, I would suggest pick a different design, so not a bud vase. Okay, so how we're going to place those carnations in a design? In a way, it's more of a zigzagging down or staircase down. In that way, each flower have a particular spot and you can see it clearly. In a way, if it's placed somewhat in a kind of bundle over here. So from the distance, you just see orange spot. That's it. You don't see each individual flower. Okay, so let's start. Again, I'm clipping the stems and of the stems to make sure flowers have a nice drink of water. Then I am taking off the lower leaves that will be underwater. I'm trying to do my best in this case. Okay. So looks like that is a positioning of 3 main flowers. They are main flowers. And let's finish it off with a filler flower, so which I will cut as well. And start from somewhat on a top. So it's a taller piece, something on another side. So technically speaking, filler flower is a good product to fill in any spaces in a design that you see a hole or something like that. And that product will connect everything in this design. Creates nice movement. So there. Okay. Okay. At first, I had an idea to introduce this guy, and I'm thinking that's getting too messy. So I might skip this tree fern and just leave it as it is. So, well, so that is idea behind a traditional looking bud vase. But it's not end of it, because the vase itself is not decorated. It's pretty, shape is nice, but still there's way too much of plain glass over here. So usually we decorate this area in front of this design with ribbon. And I have a couple ribbons over here. And usually how we select the accessory? Well, accessory usually complement main flowers. And since we have orange-yellow carnations, I was thinking something like that will do nicely. Unless you want something that is as a complementary color. So I think I will keep the orange color here throughout, so I like that. By the way, orange color is my favorite color. It makes me happy. Okay, so let's make our bow. Well, let's start working on a bow itself. Well, we will measure the tail that will be part of a decoration of the vase. And keep in mind this length I needed for this precise vase, and I'll start working on the bow. Okay, loop on one side, twist a little bit, and loop on another side, twist again. And it's more of a, I'm making infinity loop over here, or figure 8. And I think I need about 6 loops total. I don't need way too much, unless you're into bows and you like huge bows. So I don't. It's just a, okay, and cut it. For securing those loops, we usually use wire. And I guess I'll cut it a little bit. Making more of a hairpin, place that wire right in the middle of those loops, and the wires on the back. Loops are all together, make sure they're even, and twist a wire, and you have nice fluffy bow. So something random I prefer, so it's not too symmetrical or anything. And preferably to tape that wire so it's nice and clean. And we will think of that stem of wire as a stem of the flower. So I'm trying to place this guy inside the vase, stem of the wire, and leave tails and the bow outside. Well, I think this portion a little bit too long. So looks like our tails way too differ, so maybe we need to kind of give them a haircut a little bit. So make sure you're cutting tails the same way, so it's kind of angling similarly. So decide what you like, and yeah, that's it. Okay, something is falling, that is drooping. Okay, going up. Okay, so before we finish with this video, I would like to spray the flowers with a special solution. So I will just cover the bow so it's not wet slightly. So that solution, finishing touch, different companies make this product, and it's technically locks the moisture in all petals, all surfaces of flowers and foliage. So it's for longevity of the flowers. And how to take care of this design at home? It's easy. Well, since we have a floral food in the water, it will be good for up to 4 days. So after that, I would take off all the flowers, dump the dirty water at that point, add clean water, maybe recut stems, put everything back in a vase, and yeah, that's it. So carnations are long-lasting flowers, so you might repeat this step multiple times. Okay, there you have it. That is a simple traditional bud vase that anyone can make it with a different selection of flowers, different colors based on your needs. Thank you. I hope this video was helpful today.